year 3.
And
Okay.
you
While
had
you're
Apple do that when you
looking
were there at the
at the
mall, or?
numbers, Mike, and this is so powerful. While you're looking at that, just think if you get even a portion of the way there, and then you've been reckless with two hive settings, and you're getting there, whatever you've grown your account up to, and then it's gone because of a market trend that
start.
absolutely can happen, right?
Yep, back to square one. And that's the problem. That's absolutely the problem, because people are just trying to rush this process. They're not taking the time, because you guys are going to get there eventually. And then the end of year 3, this is 2 million. Now, I mean, this is
Wait, it's saying wait,
pretty lofty
it's
goal,
just
but 5%
the band.
is going to be much more realistic and obtainable for you guys versus like 15% and 20% weekly goals. And Susan made an excellent point. That's literally the whole point I'm trying to make by this talk, is that the greed will get you eventually. You can run the software risky, you can run it aggressive. It's going to do great. It may do great for 6 months straight, but all it takes is that one time. It brings you all the way back to start. So the more times you can avoid having to go back to start and just continue growing and growing and growing, the faster you're going to get to these numbers, guys. Really, I mean, like I said, once you get to a sizable account, like 20,000, 30,000 in an account, you're going to be making some really good money. So don't rush the process, guys. Take your time and take advantage of this opportunity. I mean, you guys can refer 3 people and get your membership for free, or you can go further than that and you can reinvest your residuals into the software. So what we've done, guys, on the website here, on the Market Hackers training site, we have updated the settings. And I want to go over some of these settings with you and explain why we've updated these settings for you. And then also, I want to give you guys some instructions on what you can do if there's ever a time in the future where your software gets into some sort of uncomfortable drawdown, because a lot of people they wait until their software gets in trouble, and then they try figuring out how can I get out of this, when you really want to know from the start. So I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to manage your software to save your account if you do get into trouble. But the best way you can stay out of trouble is by being proactive and by running conservative settings from the start. You can always adjust your settings
They only need to
more
last
aggressive,
like 2 years.
but it's really hard to come back.
But
to
I do
once
like the way you
already find yourself in
rationalize
trouble. So,
spending money. It
we just want to start
is
from the
kind of
beginning.
neat.
So for smaller accounts, guys, accounts below $5,000 or larger conservative accounts.
Before you finish these settings, or before you get into this, do you want to mute? I still don't have the ability to mute. There's just 3 people that are doing background.
I think I see them. Okay, I think I got them.
Okay, great.
You do get very creative.
Thanks for that.
You
Yeah,
do get very creative.
I can't ever think when there's
you have
background
to
noise going on anyway. So
Yeah, and this is super important for everybody to catch, because they're
Yeah. In fact,
yeah. So what we've done, guys, is we've put out some conservative recommended settings here for smaller accounts. Really below $5,000. Or if you want to run large conservative accounts, I know there are people who have, much bigger accounts, and they don't ever want to see, their large account in 20% drawdown. They just wanted to they're looking more for like 5 to 10% a month, right? They want very conservative growth. So what we've done is, recommended this ring here, this Euro USD, USD JPY, and Euro JPY ring. And the reason why we have this ring listed is because these pairs, in general, are less volatile versus some of the other pairs like Euro, Odd, and AJ and stuff like that. These pairs are not known for making huge moves in one direction without a pullback. Euro USD, especially, I've traded this pair almost exclusively for a year. And I literally watched it every single day and night for 6 months straight when I was learning a new strategy. And it definitely spikes, and during like news events and stuff like that, it'll spike 150 pips, 200 pips, but it will not go 3, 4, 500 pips without a pullback. And that's what we want with these pairs with the software, because if you remember, or if you've watched some of the other trainings or videos, we want the market, we want a ranging market.
I
Right? We
wouldn't
want
say
to go
that.
up some, down some, up some, down some.
You
When
know
it
what?
goes straight in one direction, that's when we take on the most drawdown. So these pairs are not as volatile. And then, you know,
Okay, so I give her about a
recommend that
9.
you use,
All right,
you know,
no
like
higher than a 9.
0.01
And
lot
I
size
don't
for
know whether I like her
1,000,
personality
or
or
you
not.
could
She's
even
just
go
kinda
less than that,
really,
0.01
like,
per
she's
1,500,
almost like
0.01 per
Catherine.
2,000. Like I
She's
said,
kinda
you
to
can always
herself
turn
and-
up your settings
Really?
at any time you want. If you're running it and you're saying this is a little too conservative, it's not making very much money, it's not taking on more than 2% drawdown, I think I'm going to raise it up, and go ahead and raise it up. But like I said, you can always add on risk, but it's hard to take off risk once you've already gotten yourself in trouble. And then a level range of about 25 is a good starting point. The default is 21. What this setting is the distance between the trades. So every 25 pips, your software will take another trade. So if price is going up, it'll take a sell, and then 25 pips later, it'll take a sell. 25 pips later, it'll take a sell. Okay, so every 100 pips, it basically takes 4
She does
trades.
have a cute body. I think
And
she
the
can,
higher
she can
you
stand
raise
to gain
this
about
setting,
4
the more
pounds, 5
conservative
pounds.
it's going to be. Like if you raised your settings to like 40, that would mean every 40 pips,
Yeah.
it would take another trade. And this setting right here is really important, particularly in management of software, because a lot of people could have avoided
Really?
blown counts or massive amounts of drawdown if they knew about this setting or how to work it. So my recommendation.
Wow. How do you know they're real? She told you, or you can just
if
tell?
you are ever experiencing any sort of uncomfortable drawdown, you would just raise this setting, because usually that means you have, like, if your drawdown is going up a lot, you probably have one or two pairs that are going in one direction, and they keep on stacking trades, and every time it trades, it takes a higher lot size, so that means more dollars per pip risk. So if price jumps like 100 pips and it just keeps surging, it's going to put you in a lot of trades and a lot of drawdown. So we want to space out the distance between these trades so you can bump this up to like 40 or 50, and then that way, once price like reaches a peak or reaches a bottom, then it'll turn around.
And on weekends,
You're
he
not
gets
in
the strip
as
clubs with
many
his
trades
father.
as you would be, because the software will go all the way up to like
Oh
12
my gosh,
trades
you
on
know
one
about John
pair.
Morgan?
If you have your level setting at 12, that's the number of trades per pair. But
He actually
in terms
owns a
of
couple strip clubs.
for management, and I'm going to create a guide for you guys. I haven't been able to because I've been driving up the entire East Coast the past 3 days. This is a lot of driving, so I haven't had a chance to put much stuff together. I'm actually going to be creating, some videos and stuff like that for you guys to help. And that way you can revert back to this at any time, or if any of your team is ever in trouble or drawdown and they need help, you can send them the video. But what I'm thinking of is if your software goes to like 10% drawdown, you change your range setting to 35. And then if your software goes to 20% drawdown, you change your range setting to 45. And then if your software goes to 30% drawdown, you change it to 55 or whatever the next one is. So that way, each time your drawdown's going up, you're changing the distance in between the trades, and it's not gonna take on as much drawdown for you. And then when price finally reverses and falls back the other way, you'll be able to get out of those trades safely. Another way you can manage it if you're getting an uncomfortable drawdown is you can turn off the auto trading so that you don't get into any more trades. And then once price reaches a peak or a bottom, or what you feel like is a peak or a bottom, then you can turn it back on. But to do that way, you probably would need to have more of trading knowledge, because you'd have to be able to identify support and resistance zones. So that one's a little trickier. I think the easiest way is for you guys to adjust the level range, because then if you guys don't know anything about Forex, you would be able to do that. Okay. And then so for moderate settings with one ring, you can do 0.02 per 1,000. One of the messages we blasted out the other day was a short video by Matt Ward. He's been running these exact settings with 0.02 per 1,000, and he hasn't gotten in trouble with that account in terms of drawdown or anything like that. He's profited about $1,600 on a $5,000 account over the past month, so he's done really well. But Again, this is a little bit more moderate. So, the more moderate you get, the more management that comes into play with the software. If you're going to go very conservative, that's where it almost becomes hands off. And I'm not going to say entirely hands off because you still need to micromanage it. But with my softwares, the way I like to have them is very hands off. So I set it very conservative. My software never took on more than 10% drawdown, while everyone else's was hitting very steep drawdown levels, and it's totally fine. But the more moderate you go, the more you're going to need to watch.
Let me
and
know
monitor it,
when you
and then
want me to help
potentially
set
manage
up
it. So
your
you're gonna
live
wanna watch
trading
that range
for you.
setting if you start taking on
Period.
drawdown.
I know you have a
just
lot
increase
going
the
on
setting,
right
okay?
now,
And then
but
for
stay in
over
touch.
5,000,
Period.
if you want to run 2 rings, this is going to be more moderate in nature, and really the reason why, we're not, necessarily recommending 2 rings on smaller accounts is because just the sheer number of trades that are going to be taken when there's 6, currency pairs being traded, and then they're all cost averaging as price moves. It's a lot of exposure in the markets. The less trades you're in, the less risk you're taking on. So, for people who want, more moderate settings and more profits, you can run, all 6 currency pairs, and then you have the moderate lot at 0.01 level range here, and you have the aggressive as well, and then higher risk is going to be on the 4-hour charts. And that's another thing I wanted to touch on was the chart time frames. The daily chart is going to be much more conservative for you guys. A lot of people who got into serious trouble with the pairs this week, they're running 4-hour charts because the 4-hour charts, sometimes it'll double stack trades, so it'll take like 2 trades at once. And again, it's just more risk. So I always use daily charts personally. You guys can do what you'd like, but again, you can always make your software riskier. It's hard to come back from risk once you're already in trouble. Okay, and then we got some extra stuff here. Weekly goal of 5% is really good to use. 3 to 5% is what I would use. If you guys are running 15% weekly goals, 20% weekly goals, really reconsider that. Remember that compounding chart I showed you. And then equity protector. When you guys are starting off on demo, you're going to want to use 100%. That way you can see how much drawdown your software is going to take on using the settings you have. And then once you go live, you want to set an equity protector that you're comfortable with, because it's always good to, keep something instead of nothing if your account's, going to blow. But it all comes down to every person's risk profile, really. On my live account, I run 100% equity protector. I have it totally turned off, but some people prefer to have it at 50% or 40%. But you need to kind of know where to put it versus your software settings. Because if your software settings are really aggressive and you have an equity protector at 30%, then expect for your equity protector to be hit because it's going to take on that much drawdown. But if you have really conservative settings and you have an equity protector at like 40%, it's probably not going to hit because you probably won't take on more than like 10% drawdown because you're really safe and conservative. But it will save you during that one time where, everything goes crazy. So it's up to you guys. But yeah, just test it. There's nothing wrong with testing on demo. I tested the software on demo for a little over a month before I went live. There's really no rush to go live. Take your time, take your time. There's no rush. Let's see if we got any questions here.
Just about the daily charts.
So if the daily
I do have a question.
Okay.
I've been trying to set up my my live account for the past couple of weeks, and it's been a real battle. Even my the people that sign me up that I'm under, every other setting that we tried, it just doesn't work for me. I come to the point where I don't know what to do.
The software is not trading?
No, I just can't set up my live account. I've been trying to set up my live account for a couple of weeks. I was in touch with
Which part are you having an issue with? Which
I
part?
don't know. I tried Uphold. It says Uphold, and then I went.
Oh, you're trying to fund it. You're trying to fund your
I tried
account.
to fund my account.
Okay, which broker are you using?
LCMFX.
Okay, do you have a crypto wallet?
If I have what?
Do you have a cryptocurrency wallet?
I've been trying to set that up, and you know, whatever the setting, the steps to go through, and when it comes to fine, you know, verifying my identification, you know, they
So you're having trouble getting verified on Uphold.
No, I mean, I get verified and it says everything is good. And then when I go and try to set up to add my money onto the account, and it asks me to verify myself again.
Okay, so that's an issue with Uphold. Uphold is not the only way you can send money to your account. You can send from any cryptocurrency wallet. Do you have Coinbase or Cash App?
We did Cash App, Real, Coinbase. Which other one we tried? Because my leader is George, and I think he's on the Santiago, and we tried everything. And even Catalina said that, you know, everybody else is able to do their things. I said, I don't understand. I'm the only one. I've been trying so hard.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever sent cryptocurrency anywhere before?
I have AWS mining, and I have Boba.
So you have money sitting in a cryptocurrency wallet right now that you can't transfer?
Yes. I tried everything. Like he
and you sent it to the LCMFX wallet address that they sent you in the email?
Everything. Honestly. I tried everything. Like I even have my leader, he came to my house and tried to set it up for me. Almost 10 hours we spent, and it keeps sending us back again. Verifying.
What's telling you to get verified?
My thing when I sent my
what thing? Uphold, LCMFX, Coinbase? You're not being clear.
Okay, LCMFX. Okay. So they sent me to Uphold, and then we went to Coinbase, and then Coinbase sent us to something called RT, and then we went to RT, and RT gave us a verification code. We went back to Coinbase and put everything back in there. They asked for my ID, for my picture ID, for my statement, my bank statement. I put that up. They verify it, and then they send me an email says, okay, I accepted it. They said, you know, everything is good, so you're ready to trade. You're ready to to fund your account. And then bang, I click on the fund account. Then it asked me to identify myself again.
On where? Coinbase?
Yes, then Coinbase. And even Cash App, we tried Cash App.
So you can't get verified on any platform?
No, all of it. Every single step that you know that, however, to fund the account, and everything set me back. Okay, verifying yourself. And when I went to
what country are you in?
I am in Orlando.
You're in where?
Winter Garden, Florida. I'm in Orlando.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So you just can't get verified for anything.
I don't. Yes. And I'm like, I'm so worried. I said I already paid for my subscription.
Well, you don't need to be worried, because there's obviously going to be a way for you to fund it. Everyone else is able to fund it, so there's just an issue somewhere in the process. So
I'm ready to pay for my subscription. But
yeah, I understand.
It's useless for me.
I understand, sir. I understand.
I'm a lady. I have a man voice. I'm
Ma'am, you can message me personally, and I'll help you. I understand.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, we'll take care of you. Don't worry about it. You don't need to stress it. Don't let the process frustrate you. Once you figure it out one time, you're gonna be good. You're gonna be good to go.
Yeah, we'll get you started.
Yeah, don't stress it. Don't stress it. We'll take care of you.
All right. I know you're gonna find.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So let's see. Any other questions?
We got them.
Yeah. So yeah, if any of you guys are having trouble funding your accounts, just contact your sponsors. But I've never heard of anyone not being able to get verified. Okay, but yeah, I mean, pretty much those were the settings I wanted to go over, guys. Was there anything you wanted to add on, Susan?
I did have something, and now I got so distracted with that. That's a concern. Okay, I'm just gonna go back to it. Where did we leave off? Oh,
on your answer.
okay, go ahead.
So where can we find this file, this Mike, where you're sharing this screen there? Where can we find this for anybody else that we get in and also get some?
You're looking for this page?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so this is on the Market Hackers training site. So you go to bit.ly/MHVIP member. Okay, and then that's going to bring you to the Market Hackers training site, or you can go to markethackerstraining.com. Okay, and then, yeah, if any of you guys have not been through this, you're going to want to go through this. This is our entire community's training portal. We have videos on setting your software up, managing your software, funding your account, building the business, and rewards plan training. And we have all of the chats and groups that you guys should be in. So you're going to want to be on this training site.
Thank you. Just wanted to get the answer for myself and everybody else.
Yep.
Yeah,
No
that's
problem.
good. And that settings page that you were all just watching was just updated today, and it'll stay updated. So if there's any changes, so it's a good resource to.
Yep. You can go to setting up your software, and you can download this PDF where we have the settings in here in the PDF. Okay, and then we also have them right here. If you scroll down to the bottom, you got all that good stuff right here. So. Yeah, it's all available for you guys. You just want to make sure that you plug in.
And I guess the one thing that I did think of, Mike, that would be good for everyone to hear, because something that I've seen too often is people accidentally having different time charts. So if you're
Right.
4 hours, make sure every chart window is exactly is 4 hours. If you're choosing daily, then use daily. Make sure that every
Yep.
chart window is daily. If you're going to get curious and want to look at different time frames, do it on a different platform, because it's super important that they're the same.
Yeah, go look on TradingView. If you guys get on a different time frame, you just click the chart here, and then you'll just click right here. D1 is going to be for daily. So if you see H1 or H4, because that's a good point, because I saw someone who was they were on 1 hour charts, and they got into some pretty deep drawdown, and they didn't even realize it. So it's really important to make sure that you guys are on the right time frame.
And can you just do that screen share again, Mike, and just show them if they are going to change a setting, how to make sure that they change it for all of them, like so to change it and then do the default.
Good call. Yeah, so when you guys initially change it, you'll right click on the chart, you'll go to Expert Advisors, Properties, okay, and then you're going to go ahead and you're going to adjust the settings, okay? And
it doesn't matter what thing,
once,
any one thing that you change in here, make sure that you save.
Yep, you're going to want to do this. So you're going to hit OK to save it, and then the way you want to change it for all of the charts is you want to double click again. After you change it, click on the one that you changed, go to Template, and then go to Save Template. And then, moving a little slow here. Okay, and then you're going to save it as default.tpl. If you don't have default already in here, you can just type it. Just type default.tpl.
Did Megan come over
save
tonight?
it.
Question mark.
And then when you close out these charts, okay, you can close it, and then
Disregard the other part.
and you can just click here and then open up the chart window.
Like, there's an easier way to upload that. If you go to that last tab right next to the clock, you can just click on the chart and load the default template instead of closing all of them.
Oh, onto this little clock right here.
The other one to the right. The icon to the
What
right.
is it? It just refreshes all the charts at once.
No. Yeah, click on that. Click on, I don't know. There's a lag in between us, so I don't know what you're exactly. Yeah, then you can load up the template right from there. So if you click on a chart, then you just load default. It says default.
It'll load on all the chart windows?
No, you just click on each one. So you click on AUD, JPY, go to that, then you just
however
click on
you
the
prefer
default.
to do it. Yeah, as long as you guys save the template to default, and then you can either do it this way, which I didn't know about. You go right here, default, or you can just click the chart and open the chart window. That's a nifty trick.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Cool. We learned something.
I didn't know that. You learn something new every day.
I didn't know that either. I love this one.
Woohoo.
Yeah. Thanks,
Most
man.
importantly, make sure
Forex
that
camera, we're coming out with tips and tricks on MT4.
Forex
There's plenty
camera.
of them.
Yeah. I had a great time meeting you in Atlanta, my man.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, all right, we all learned a new trick here together. See?
That is fun.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
I noticed that you have for the two ring configuration, you have a maximum level set to 12, but I didn't see a maximum level set for one ring. So is it the same?
The default is 12. So I haven't changed it. And actually, let me show you guys. Yeah, because it's funny because I tested the three pairs. I tested the three pairs for like a month and a half. And then on my live account, I was like, okay, I'm going to use all 6 pairs. And then as soon as I did that, it was like the pairs went crazy and I got caught in drawdown. But the thing that kept me safe, and VPS shut off. But the thing that kept me safe was I ran a 0.01 lot size per $2,000. And I had my range setting at 30. So I took on 30% drawdown and all my trades got out of. So, you know, there's
You
ways
need to call
alter
me
the
tomorrow to
software,
let me know
but
exactly
always
what
keep
you
yourself
did,
safe.
because I'd like to
That's
try
why
it
it's
on
really important
Danielle.
that you guys attend these trainings and get on here and learn this. But yeah, so the levels setting, Lee, is that's the maximum per pair. Okay, so
Just thought there might be a different one for the single ring.
okay, yeah, no, there, yeah, I haven't ever adjusted that one. I have a guy in my team. He adjusted it down to 6, but for now, I mean, until we test anything more, I would just leave it at 12. I think that's pretty much what we're all doing, and I think Mr. Talento is doing the same as well. So, yeah, 12 is good. That's what I run.
Good. I just want to clarify that. Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
Hey, Mike, quick question. Can you go over how to check and change the VPS time to make sure the news filter is working correctly?
Yes,
Okay.
do you know how to do that, Susan?
Yes. Can you,
I'll let you take that over.
can you share your
It looks
VPS?
terrible.
Okay. Yeah.
And then
Share.
also, I'm on my desktop and my VPS is not here. And while he's doing that, leverage is very important as well. While we're heading over to the VPS, 1 to 200 is just doesn't seem to be enough leverage for TradeRinger.
Mm-hmm.
1 to 300 seems okay, but 1 to 500 is much better.
Yeah, 1 to 500 is going to be ideal. If you guys are on LCMFX, make sure you go and check in your back office portal.
My
And
screen
if
is black.
Huh?
Okay, I
Oh
see
yeah,
now.
we're good now. It just took a minute to load. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, so you walk me through, Susan, because I haven't even done this yet.
Okay, so if you click the double square so that your MT4 is minimized, like not completely minimized, but just smaller. Yeah. Do we have a lag tonight? Just let me know when it's done.
Yeah, my VPS is moving a little slow here.
Okay.
It did not shrink very much.
Mine is
So while he's making it smaller so that we can see the time in the VPS, if you look in the blue in the blueprint, it's telling you what time the software is. So you'll see right in the blueprint it says TradeRinger, and then it says status weekly goal reached, and right below that it has the time, and it'll always have the present time right there. And then in your VPS, which I can't, because we're in the Zoom, I can't see it, but in your bottom, in the bottom right-hand corner of your VPS, when you're looking on your own VPS, it's going to show the time of the Windows operating system in your VPS. So therefore the time in your VPS.
Yeah, usually it's going to be right here.
Yes. So as long as those two are the same, and if they're not, then contact whoever your VPS provider is and let them know that you need the time adjusted. And you can change it.
Probably not tonight.
If you
Danielle's
go
calling me
into-
after the call, and then I'm gonna head right to bed.
so you right click in the bottom left hand corner or go into the windows. I just changed it for 3 people this last week, but
Oh. You probably
So
should
in
it
your-
somewhere in here.
yeah, in your toolbar in the bottom. So your VPS provider can absolutely do it. Or system information, I think it is.
Yeah, so basically,
The same
whatever
way
your
you would
guys'
change the time on
time
your
clock
own
is.
computer, but that's where the clock is, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys just want to cross-reference the GMT time here with your VPS time, and then if it's different, you can either change it yourself, or if you can't figure it out, you can just contact your VPS provider. Is that right?
Yes.
Hey, Mike,
Yes.
how can I identify A2 brokers from the rest of the
What's that?
How can you how can they tell if their broker is an A-book broker, and how do they?
Are all true ECM brokers A2 brokers?
Well, what you can do, I mean, the broker that we all use is LCMFX. That's the broker I use.
No, I used to use another broker called Experior. I was wondering if it's A2.
Most brokers are gonna B-book you, because most brokers are gonna try to they're not necessarily gonna play fair all the time. So
But is there any way that they can know A2 broker?
you could ask them, but they may not always tell you the truth. You'd ask them if they're giving you A-book feed or B-book feed, but we don't know how to, we can't really verify unless we run a software on the broker that's going to let us know if they're using a virtual dealer plugin or not. So, yeah, you can ask them, but I would just really use LCMFX. There's no reason to, use another one in my mind.
Do you broker over swap account?
Hopefully, you have the Florida State baseball game on.
Swap fee?
Swap free account.
A swap free account? You mean an account without swap fees?
I think he's talking about Islamic accounts.
Islamic accounts?
Yes.
Okay.
I know
Yeah,
that
I don't
LCMFX has that built into their system, and we're working on getting people access to that.
Okay, cool.
Okay, that
Good to
would
know.
be good.
Yeah, so we'll have Islamic accounts soon then, I guess, for LCMFX. But, what you can really do, you can ask the broker questions. You can look up reviews for them online. There's so many brokers out there. And then you can test with a small amount of capital, see if there's any manipulation or anything like that. But, yeah, once you find a good broker, no need to really change that up.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Any other questions? This was really good. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
Everybody really, especially after the couple weeks, I think it was really important to come full circle this.
Yeah, and I'm going to create a training video for you guys that is going to go more in depth on this too. I'm going to illustrate it on the charts. I just haven't had time to put together the video yet because I've been traveling. So we'll give you guys some instructions on that. But just remember, overall, what we talked about today is stick to conservative settings and work, focus on the consistent compounding. Get your 3 and free. That way you guys don't have to pay any membership. And then because after that, it's all profit. There's no rush. I like to think of my software account as like my bank account on steroids, or like an investment account on steroids, and I just add more and more money to it, let it slowly grow over time.
And take the perspective of protecting your profits, and you don't
Yes.
even need to leave your entire balance in the active account that you're trading on. You can take out, even once a month, you can take out a percentage, maybe at least half of your profits, take them out, and it just takes I think 30 seconds for it to transfer into another account, even inside your broker, and then
Yep.
just save that there. And even if you did get into a situation of drawdown, you could always shoot that back over for equity. I'm all
That's
about
true.
just protect your profits. They're pretty valuable. So if
Yeah,
you
that's
keep that
a really
in
smart
mind,
suggestion. What I
right?
actually do is when I make 100% on my account, I like to withdraw half of it, like you said. So, like if I had 1,000 in the account and then I made 1,000, I would take out 1,000. That way, I get my seed money back out, and then the rest is all house money that I made as profits anyways. So, if I were to lose the whole thing, I didn't have any money in actuality because I already took out my money that I used to invest originally. If that makes sense to you guys.
Don't get greedy. And somebody asked about Stephen asked the difference between when you trade on daily charts and 4-hour charts. The first difference is the software is looking at the market over a longer period of time, the daily charts. So it's looking at a bigger picture of the ups and downs. So it's going to be more conservative. It's going to be more precise with the trades that it takes. So there's going to be less drawdown and possibly less profit as well. But at the end of the day, you might end up with enough less drawdown that your profits are higher. Did I explain that clearly enough?
Yeah, that was great.
So that's the difference. It's definitely safer, regardless.
Yeah, safer and less trades. 4-hour, I've seen it. What it does, a lot of times it stacks double trades. It'll like open up 2 trades at once versus where the daily chart would only open up 1 trade. So,
I'll be honest. I've been running 4-hour charts. All my various tests. I've been running 4-hour charts. I ran daily charts for 1 week, and then I switched back. But I'm kind of leaning because and just to give all of you guys some perspective, a whole bunch of us leaders took not only our own experiences, but then the experiences of many of our customers, and we just got to really talking. And so you're not just hearing from. I mean, Mike is brilliant with his experience and these settings, of course, and he shares it with you.